I've only wanted.
Now, life has so many different comparisons. We make life very philosophical. We make life very, very poetic. And for some people, chess is life. But for all of us, life is like a game of chess. We all have opponents. We all have opportunities. We all have certain strengths and a few weaknesses. We all know that we can make strong moves. And the difference here is we all have our own unique strategies. Some people say if you are successful, you will master life. But I can tell you today, we have one person who has grand mastered life. Well, of course, this boy is no stranger to the world of Indian sports, to the wonderful sport of chess, and of course, to young icons that the country is seeing. This man, my friends, is India's chess grandmaster, the third youngest grandmaster ever in the history of the sport. He started playing at the age of 7, and at the age of 12, he became a grandmaster. He's been in the headlines for quite a few reasons, but today we're not going to see what all he has done. I'm going to go into the mind of Grandmaster Gukesh. Welcome and welcome. How are you, Gukesh?
Hi, I'm fine. I'm glad to be here.
Okay, you don't look glad to be here. I mean, there's one thing about these chess players. We always see a chess player folding their hands, looking at the board, and continuously thinking. Gukesh, is your life
Yeah.
also very focused, very strategized, very thoughtful, or are you different on the chess table and you're a different person outside that? Who's Gukesh, the boy, and who's Gukesh, the grandmaster?
Uh, yeah, I wouldn't say all chess players are like that, but I, yeah, I'm kind of a bit different than what I am on the board and off the on the board. I'm very serious, and during tournaments, I'm very focused, disciplined. But apart from the tournaments, when I'm at home, I'm just a normal guy. So
So you are normal when you are at home, and when you're on the chess table, you are abnormal because you are very, very special. The fact that you have achieved so much at such a young age, I don't mean to make differences or comparisons or make a harsh statement, but usually a kid of your age, at the age of 18, 19, 16, 17, a kid is usually having a lot of fun, playing a bit of video games today, extremely active on social media, swiping right. And there's one boy who seems to be making the perfect move. Yeah, it's very different for you. What made you get into chess? Your parents were not into chess. They're extremely on the intellectual side as well. But why did Gukesh and chess start? How did this relationship start?
yeah, so in my family, no one
Yeah.
really knew much about chess, but both my parents are doctors, and they did not really want me to like follow academics because they were interested in sports, and they were not able to pursue their interest
Mm.
as a career. So they wanted me, to try different sports and find out what I like. So we tried a lot of things, but then chess kind of clicked, and yeah, we were extremely fortunate to meet the right people, and put the trainers, initial trainers realized my talent, and they advised me through. So
Now
yeah,
tell,
we were
tell
just
me,
extremely fortunate.
you said I tried a lot of things and chess clicked. Are you saying that Gukesh could have become a wicket keeper, or Gukesh could have been a tennis player, or Gukesh could have been a swimmer? What did you try, and how did you realize that, yeah, chess is my thing? Because at that age of 5 and 6, we are good at everything, but not great at everything. We're always good. We're learning, we're growing, we're having fun. That's all we're doing. We're having fun.
Sure.
So, what were the other sports you tried, Gukesh, and how did you realize that that's my thing? Because today youngsters are doing so many things, they don't realize where they are great at. We're good at everything, we're not great at something. How did you realize
Yeah,
your potential?
yeah. Actually, the initial plan was just to try out new things, as I mentioned. And my mom was a huge tennis fan,
Okay.
So the first thing we tried was, I mean, my parents decided to enroll me in a tennis
Okay.
academy, but at that time, the tennis trainers there said I was too young and too
Mm,
weak to play tennis.
mm,
So, and then we tried like I think skating and abacus, but then it was never really clicking. And then I used to watch my parents, play chess as a hobby at home, and then I used to be really involved in it. So my parents got the idea that because I mean I used to be a good at math as well in school, so they decided chess might be something interesting. So in the yeah, luckily we enrolled in chess, and yeah, that is for I mean from the time I started training chess, that is the only thing I could think about. So it was quite clear to my parents. I mean, I was too young to think about my career, but yeah, my parents
You know,
decided.
I want to say thank you to a few people. I want to say thank you to your parents, obviously, but I want to say thank you to your tennis coaches also. They checkmated you. Wherever you went, they said, too thin, too young, too weak. Checkmate, checkmate, checkmate. You said, okay, now let me take the game on myself.
Yeah.
That's how you started. Life has become all about black and white for you, Gukesh. I want to talk to you about different phases. But before we start into the achievements which the entire world knows about, I want to speak about a story, or I want to speak about instances that nobody knows about. Chess is less about knowledge, more about strategy. It is equally about knowing what you want and also understanding what your opponent is thinking. I believe if you master the game of chess, you actually master life. You think for yourself, you make the right moves, you understand what the opponent is thinking, and you're prepared for their moves. I want to ask you what, before you start your game, I've always seen you close your eyes for a few seconds and you're in some sort of silent meditation. What are you
Mhm.
thinking before the game starts? How do you prepare for the game before? We all have stresses in life. You know, mother problem, father problem, going here, commitment issue, house problem, money problem. How are you able to remove all of that when you sit on that board? I want to know and understand the mind of Gukesh.
Yeah, so it just comes from practice because nowadays when I sit down trying to sit down for for a tournament game, it's not something that I have to try to focus. It just happens automatically.
Mm.
And yeah, even if there were some moments where something unpleasant happened before a game, or somehow I was distracted or nervous, I try to just you know I usually have like a few minutes before the game starts, so I go and settle down on the board, and I just try to like focus on my breathing, try to forget everything else, and just think about what how the game might go, what are the things that my opponent can potentially do, and how am I going to react to that, that sort of thing.
You say it very simply, but it's not so simple. You know, Gukesh, tell me one game that you actually had a lot of stress. You had a fight with somebody you are very close to. You had a pressure on yourself, some personal problem, and you had to go to the game. So as you were playing the game, how did you manage that? And were you always thinking about that problem, that issue? Because no matter how superheroic you are, the mind is on the game, but it always is, can be distracted, can think about other things. So tell me one instance you found very difficult to focus on that game. How was that?
Yeah, I had many games where something unpleasant happened and I was not in the right state of mind. I think in recent times I can think of a game that I played in Toronto in the candidates tournament, and
Mm,
like it was not something personal, but just we I mean I generally like to go to the board a few minutes before the game starts and settle down, but in one of the games I mean we were going by the cab for the venue, from the hotel to the venue,
mm,
and there was there was a construction or some problem, and we had to take a longer route, and there was a road black block. So we we were not sure if we can reach by time, and like I was quite nervous about that, but I think I reached around like 20 seconds before the game started or something, and that was a bit difficult. So I just took some time after the game started. I just took a few minutes to calm myself down, get my thoughts together.
So, is there something that you do to improve focus? Today, the youngsters have an issue. Many of us, not just the youngsters, I think today as a society, we have an issue of a lack of attention span. Before it used to be, we can watch a 3 hour movie, then it came to 1.5 hours, then it came to much shorter of 30, 40 minutes. Today, they say that it's 30 to 60 seconds is our attention span. When you play a game of chess, you are attentive, focused, monumentally focused on that one thing for a long time. Is there an exercise? Is there a routine you do to improve your focus?
Um, I generally do some meditation, some yoga. It's just normal practices, but I've been doing it for a long period of time. I guess over the time, it has really helped me to. I wouldn't say like during a chess game, anyone can be like fully focused like every second of the game, but we do get distracted, but then we come back to the game more quickly because of the practices like yoga and meditation. And for sure, it has helped me a lot. So
So,
I would say
somebody
it's quite,
if
yeah.
somebody wants to improve and say, we want to have focus like Gukesh, that's a great word, focus like Gukesh. Okay. If someone wants to do that, what is your routine like? Do you actually close your eyes and think about how you want to be? Do you have affirmations? Do you have visualizations? Do you have self talk that you go into? What do you do to improve your strength? What is your routine like, Gukesh? I'm trying to take off all your secrets.
Yeah, sure.
And
I
first time Gukesh is smiling. Okay.
Yeah, the routines is I mean most of my day goes into chess work obviously, but the things that are related to chess I also try to do them regularly.
Hmm.
And meditation, whenever I meditate, I just try to focus my thoughts on my inner breathing and just being mindful. And um, I haven't tried many other things like very very seriously, but this meditation I've been doing for a lot of years, and it will surely help me. And I probably I've read a lot about other practices like visualization and affirmations
Affirmation.
being very helpful.
Hmm.
But I haven't tried it myself yet. But yeah, for sure it will be very interesting.
Okay, I'll tell you one thing. I might not be able to compete with you in a game of chess. I can certainly compete with you in tennis because you don't know that game too well, and I'm quite good at it. Okay, but I would love to have
Yeah,
a meditative session with you. I really think today's generation, if they learn the art of focusing, we will be a lot more productive. We are a very very smart generation. I don't think we're as productive as we can or should be. And these are some tips I think we can take from a young gun like you. But Gukesh, I think every sport has a particular season. When we were doing extremely well at the Commonwealth Games, at the Asian Games, at the Olympics as well, certain sports sprouted up. Boxing became very, very popular. Badminton became popular. In between, we had table tennis, courtesy Rajat Kamal, Sharat Kamal, that became very, very popular. Javelin, of course, became popular as well. Do you think that from Vishwanathan Anand sir, there was a time where people didn't know what is chess or how to play chess, but they knew that this master is there called Vishwanathan Anand, and that's how we got to know that there's a game called chess. For many people, at one point of time, they knew Sachin Tendulkar is a man that exists from India, and then we got to understand, oh, there's a sport called cricket as well. Do you think this is the new evolution of chess with young people like you as well, right up in front? Do you think this is a very, very definitive period for India as a country to take chess as a serious, serious sport?
Yeah, sure. I obviously the chess. I mean, chess in India was put on the map by Vishy sir for
Yeah.
sure. And yeah, without him, anything like this couldn't have started. And I think it's natural that people are generally attracted and pay attention to sports where there are results produced. And after Vishy sir, there was a long time. I mean, Vishy sir is still going strong, but
Very strong.
like,
And whenever I saw
yeah,
that video when he came, all of you all stood up like that. When he stood up, you all
I
stood
mean,
up.
he is for every Indian chess player, he's like the god. Yeah.
Of course.
So yeah. But the thing is, like after I mean, Vishy sir's let's say after Vishy sir crossed his peak,
Mm,
there wasn't much success for Indian chess at the very highest level.
mm,
But after this new generation with myself, Parag, Arjun, and all these super talents came, I think people started to take notice of chess even more, and it also helps the sport. I mean, helps the players because there is a lot of competition. There's a lot of fire and motivation. So we keep pushing ourselves. We get better results, and it automatically attracts more people to the games. I'm very happy about that. I hope it's even better in the future.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a couple of very, very difficult questions, but you have to answer them or no diplomatic answers. Okay, no diplomatic answers allowed. Otherwise, I will checkmate you. Okay,
It depends on the questions.
okay. Checkmate number one. Who is India's best chess player today?
Oh, for sure, wishes. I don't think it can be.
Okay, when someone like,
That's an obvious answer.
okay, tell me one thing. I want to understand how did it feel to surpass Vishwanathan Anand sir in terms of the records, right? You rightly said he's God. He will always be at a pedestal because he's a source of learning, a source of inspiration, an
Yeah.
icon for a lot of people. When you surpassed a legend like Vishwanathan Anand sir, how was that feeling? Very humbling, very scary. What did he say? What's your relationship with him?
The funny thing is like it happened in a moment which was it was a very high pressure moment.
Yeah.
So I was playing in the World Cup, and I won the first round,
Yeah.
and at the same time I surpassed Vishy sir.
Hmm.
So it was like, I mean, it was a nice feeling, but I wouldn't say I was like super happy because
Hmm.
I still had a lot of rounds to play, and World Cup is obviously a very stressful event. So I did not pay too much attention to it. And by the time the World Cup ended, I had been knocked out, and I was very close to achieving my goal in the tournament. So I was also feeling a bit low. So it did not really. I did not give much thought into it, but for sure it was something very special for the record books. But yeah, I have to clarify that it means nothing to like nothing in terms of strength. Obviously, Vishy sir has achieved much more, and he is in a different phase of his careers. It's
That,
yeah,
that
we just
that's
can't be compared.
that's saying a lot about you and Vishy sir, as you call him. There is this lovely thing about an Indian culture, an Indian tradition, an Indian upbringing, where we always, have a sense of respect for the people who have set standards, and there's always an immense humility that we all carry for people who have achieved. I see that in you, Gukesh, for Vishy sir. I'm sure it's for not just him, but also for all your coaches, your gurus, your parents. I'm sure you have that as well. But which is a great sign of a long, wonderful career. But I have to speak about this moment which the world was checkmated by when you defeated Magnus Carlsen, right? Now, now I want to understand, Gukesh. Before the match, what was your mindset? During the match, when did you think that I can beat him? I'm on the verge. Run me through that match, please.
So the first time I defeated Magnus was in an online rapid game. Um, and it was. I mean, I was just super excited to play against Magnus. First of all, player in the world right now, and one of my heroes. And yeah, I. It was a very interesting game. I was in trouble throughout the game. He outplayed me at the start, and but the position was quite tricky, and he made a mistake. I mean, which was not obvious at the start, but then I found a very nice trick to trap his queen in the middle of the board, and it was a very surprising trick, and I suddenly realized I'm completely winning, and it was a really nice feeling to trick Magnus and beat him. And yeah, I was super happy that day. I mean, the tournament after that didn't go too well, but I was anyways happy to get the win against Magnus, and it surely gave me a lot of confidence.
Of course. Now, before starting the match, are you in awe that I'm playing against, a hero of mine? I must not let him down. I must not make a fool of myself. I should have a competitive match. Is that your mindset? Or do you say, remove the person in front of me? It doesn't matter. It's coins versus coins. It's moves versus moves. It's my king versus his. How do you approach the match? Did you really think you will win that one, Gukesh?
Yeah, that's the ideal situation to be in. Like you just focus on the game. You don't care about your opponent, but it's very hard to achieve that
Yep,
state,
yep, yep.
especially when you're playing against all your heroes for the first time. Not only Magnus, because many of the world's top players, when I played for the first time, I was a bit probably these thoughts came like came to disturb me. But I, as soon as I started playing them regularly, I started
Then you
beating them
zone
from time
out.
to time. Yeah, then you get used to it and you just start focusing on the game. So I would say it's just a matter of experience and some pleasant memories.
Superb. Gukesh, if I was to ask you, what is it that Gukesh, not the grandmaster, but just a little boy, likes to do besides chess? What is Gukesh's life like? Do you also like watching Instagram reels? Do you also like, watching random movies on OTT? Do you also have crushes when you look at a girl like, wow, she's so pretty and get distracted? Tell me your story. Come on.
Um, so firstly, I'm not on social media. I mean, I have my handles, but it's managed by my team, and I very rarely check social media.
Mm.
I I watch movies from time to time, but mostly when I'm traveling and I have nothing else to do, I just also not movies, but some series or some sitcoms, like something like that.
Which
But
are your favorite series? Which are your favorite sitcoms? And
I really liked Young Sheldon
okay,
and a few others, but yeah, I usually watch it when I can't sleep and when I have nothing else to do. Yeah, I'm not too passionate about that, but yeah, I do enjoy it from time to time. And yeah, but the main thing I like to do is play sports. I mean, different kinds of sports.
different spots.
I'm really passionate about trying a lot of sports. I'm not good at any of them, but I try.
No, you're a grandmaster at one. That's enough. That is more
Yeah.
than enough. But Gukesh, you know what? For a chess player to forget a part of a question is very, very not possible. You have very conveniently tried to make a great move. So I'm going to go back to my question, my friend, and I'm going to ask you, who's your latest crush? Now, don't tell me, oh, I have a crush on that move of mine. Don't tell me about, do you look at that girl and say, I have a crush on this actor, or I have a crush on this neighbor, or whoever? Do you have something like that as well? It's normal.
Um, yeah, I guess it's normal, but okay, I don't want to say it on radio.
But you have the exact feelings that a boy would definitely have as well. When you see someone attractive, like, wow, she's pretty, correct? Okay. Okay, first time I see you blush. I see you nicely blush. Okay, Gukesh, is there a food or is there a routine that you have, Gukesh, in terms of diet? Because youngsters today, of course, they understand the importance of focus, but maybe they don't understand the value of good nutrition and a proper diet. Do you follow something? Do you have something that improves your focus or your brain or your stamina? Do you have a particular diet that you follow?
Um, I don't have a clear plan for a diet, but I try not to. I mean, I mostly enjoy Indian food, and I mostly stick with Indian food, whether I'm traveling or at home. But the main thing I try to avoid is to take any kind of junk food. Like I mean, nowadays I very rarely eat anything unhealthy, and especially at home when I'm able to control it better, I prefer to eat like a lot of vegetables, fruits, etc. But when I travel and I don't have any other options, I'm not too particular about it. But mostly, as much as possible, I try to eat some some good healthy food.
I'm sure you make even fruits and vegetables feel very, very intelligent when you chew on them. They'll be like, wow, Gukesh is chewing on me. Okay, now finally, Gukesh, you have lived a dream life with a lot of hard work, patience, and perseverance. Touch wood. What is Gukesh's dream? What is your aim and ambition? When will Gukesh feel and believe that this is success? Do you believe you're already successful, or do you believe I need to achieve those few more things? What is your aim? What's your future plan?
I guess from the start of my career, from the time I started playing chess, I've only wanted one thing, and that is to become the best player in the world. And I'm still far away from achieving that. So it's still a long way to go, and I'm obviously happy with where I am right now and how things are going. But yeah, that is my that has always been my goal, and it's the same. So working towards the same goal.
Fantastic. Of course, you say you have a long way to go. You have already achieved so much. And I can tell you one thing for sure, Gukesh. If you fulfill your dreams, you will be a happy man. But an entire country will be extremely proud of what you've done for our country. My last
Thank you.
message and my last question to you is, what is your message for today's youngsters? You're a boy, of course, who's excelled in chess, but you're someone who found your passion, excelled in it, continues to improve every single day. What is your message to the youngsters of our country?
Yeah, the main thing that has uh, been with me throughout my career is that you try to find your passion, and you put effort into it, and you try to enjoy every moment of the process. And if you are sincere, if you're honest and you work hard, you achieve achieve your goals. So yeah, I would advise everyone, like youngsters, to do what they love and work hard, and for sure they'll be able to achieve them.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Gukesh. A young boy, very, very wise words. No wonder they say we can master life, but you have grand mastered life. Thank you very much, Gukesh. You've been amazing. And now, for one final moment, close your eyes like you're going to start that game. I love the way you do it. You close your eyes, you fold your hands, you look down. I like that. It's very, very.
But it's very, yeah, it's very hard to recreate the game tension.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't always close my eyes actually. Only when I'm feeling like nervous or I need to calm down, I feel like I need to calm down, I do that. But yeah, most of the time I'm just thinking about the game and how it will proceed.
Superb. Thank you so much, Gukesh. Your time is highly appreciated. Your efforts are well acknowledged, and we are watching you. We are rooting for you. May you make all the perfect moves and make our country very, very proud. God bless you. Thank you so much, Gukesh. You're a special boy. Thank you.
Thank you.